What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Justyn Mutts Show. Today we got a very special guest, but before we get into the good conversation, I got a quick sponsor for you. This episode of the Justyn Mutts Show is sponsored by Dr. John Cranham, dentist and best-selling author of The Cornell Effect: A Family's Journey Towards Happiness, Fulfillment, and Peace. It is the up from the ashes story about his adopted son who was born with very little hope, his hard-fought recovery, and how it inspired the rest of his family to do better in the process. Do yourself a favor, jump on Amazon, read the reviews, and pick up some copies for Christmas. It is a perfect stocking stuffer. Yeah, yeah. It took me like a couple tries to read that one over because I don't know how to read very well. So, no. But today we got a very special guest. We got Camden Johnson. Cam is like this is your second year now as a
Yes,
walk-on.
yeah.
So just real quick for people who might not know, a walk-on is someone who participates in every single event, every single workout, everything that we have. Cam is there too. The only difference between the guys who aren't walk-ons and the walk-ons is that the fact that he's not on scholarship. And I admire that wholeheartedly. We'll get into talking about that a little bit more later. But I just think that's really admirable, honestly. How you feel, Cam?
I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me, man. I'm
No
excited to
doubt,
be
bro.
here.
I've been wanting to get you on for a little while. I just think your perspective is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like just from I just want to hear how you view things. Through your perspective. Is it coming from you're from Waxhaw, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So what was your process like in deciding to come to Virginia Tech?
So I knew like in high school, I mean, I feel like everyone at some point like wants to play college basketball. If you're playing varsity, like everyone wants to play college basketball, but my brother was pretty good too. And then I saw the route he went, like he decided he didn't want to go JUCO or anything like that. So we ended up going to Chapel Hill. Both of my brothers went to Chapel Hill. And then I got accepted there, and that's a pretty good school. So I had that option, and I was like 80% sure I was going to go to UNC and just be a student there. And then I was considering some other schools and maybe going to like a prep school, Hargrave, and because I knew I liked basketball and I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And then KG actually had watched some of my film. My high school coach sent some to Matt Olinger here, and KG reached out. He started talking about the process with me there. And I took that opportunity over UNC being a student because it's not like everyone can just say they were on a Division I basketball team. And especially with like the run we had last year, like not many people could say that they experienced that. So like to be a part of it, I'm glad I chose this decision.
Yeah. So for anybody who might not know, KG is one of our assistant coaches as well, Kevin Giltner. So for you in high school, did you play AAU, and towards your junior and senior year, did you start to pick up recruiting from any other school? Was Virginia Tech one of the first ones that reached out for you for basketball?
Yeah, so I played AAU. I was always playing baseball, and then my sophomore year, I started playing AAU, and we had COVID like my senior year, so that was when I was on a UAA team, and they canceled the circuit. So we really just had local events, and like the recruiting was all through like Zoom and all that type of stuff. So
yeah.
From like junior year, I had some Division III, and then going into my senior year, from just coaches coming to watch our practices, I had like D2. But the only Division I like interest was Navy. That was outside of like Virginia Tech, and so that's how that went on.
So with Navy, were they also offering you the same? You were a preferred welcome. They wanted you to come here. Was Navy offering you the same kind of position?
Well, so Navy is a little different. Everyone there is on scholarship, so it's like, it would have just been like a scholarship player.
So did you just weren't? What is it about the military schools that kind of
So we went there for a team camp my sophomore year, and I have a friend who plays there who went from a high school, and I think you just got to have a different type of mentality to play at the Naval Academy, and I mean, I knew the coaches, or the one coach who like reached out, and I mean, great place, like it's beautiful up there, and I just didn't think the military was for me, so I really didn't pursue interest in that.
Yeah, we actually played at Navy at the Naval Academy last year, so we had a chance to talk to some of the people that go to school there and stuff. I just think it's crazy. We as student athletes have some heavy requirements, like we got some heavy like time restrictions and stuff. but their time restrictions are way more hectic than ours. You know, they have a lot more on their plate than we do outside of just the regular workouts that we have. You know, they got their PT they have to get done. They have so many other things that they have to take care of just throughout on a day-to-day basis. So all respect go out to the people, you know, going through that process.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to do that at this point. At that point in my life, you know, when I was younger, just trying to, you know, figure it out. I think structure is super important. Like I was telling somebody this the other day, I think like when you leave high school, I think it's so important that you don't stay home. I think it's so important that you go to either college, you go to a military, you know, something to keep you structured instead of just staying home in your regular neighborhood where you can really do whatever you want to do. I think it's so important for the growth process. Would you agree?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. I feel like every freshman coming into college kind of gets like that homesickness, like within the first 2-3 weeks, like especially here. Like when I was in the summer here and like me and Vargo, we didn't know anybody. And I barely knew him. And we were just in the room and it's like we go to practice and then like we go back to our dorm and like, what do we do? And I feel like everyone experiences that within the first semester. But like once you get over that, like it is that sort of like structure, but it's also just like getting out of your comfort zone and just like meeting new people. Which
For
is
sure.
Like,
that's so important, bro. I think I'll never forget like my first 3 weeks. My first school was High Point, so I'll never forget my first 3 weeks at High Point. Like being away from home for the first time ever. It's about 6.5 hours from home. I called my mom and I was crying like, Mom, I can't do this. I don't want to be here. I got to be up every day at 6 a.m. Like what's going on? Like, that's really tough. It's definitely a crazy transition to have to make coming from high school where it's so much, especially being a senior, being the best player like in your area. You're like, you're the man, you know what I mean? Now you come to a different environment and it's such like an ego shock. It's like a culture shock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How was that experience like for you in your first, aside from just being away from home for the first time, what was your experience like here for the first transitional period when you first came to Virginia Tech?
Yeah, so coming here, like you said, like being in high school, like coming off my high school season, like, and then knowing I was coming to play here, like I was on a high, like everyone was like excited for me. I was excited, like, I feel like you have these expectations coming in and all that, but like getting here, it's much different. The pace of the game is completely different. Like if I go back and watch like high school games now, it's so much slower. And like I feel like I pick apart the game. I'm just like, dude, like I could have done so many more things differently, bro. And but I would say the pace of the game and then the physicality was just definitely I'm small anyway, so like height too was also like a big difference, but yeah, pace and physicality was like my biggest transition.
Yeah, I was talking to Darius like a week or two ago about it, you know, just how much different high school basketball compared to college basketball is. And those are the main two things that he was saying too. If you're not coming to college ready to run, you know, ready to get your weight up, then you're in the wrong. If you're not coming here with that mentality that I'm gonna get better, I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna get there, then you already failed yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, aside from just playing basketball, you mentioned baseball. You played another sport in high school too. There was other things you did.
Yeah, I did cross country and track, and then I also did tennis my junior and senior year. Just to mess around. Yeah.
That's stuff. Were you good at tennis?
I wouldn't say I was good. I was pretty good, but I would say I was all right.
Bro, because you just have that all around athleticism, and I've been saying this. I think you're top 3 most athletic people on our team, and it's just like athleticism isn't just like vertical, like who can jump the highest, who's the fastest sprinter. It's everything combined. You know, every aspect of athleticism goes into it. And for you were saying you did cross country and stuff. Something that really impressed me year 1 and then even more in year 2 was the way that you killed our conditioning. Like,
the conditioning,
bro. Even me, I'm out there struggling, gasping for air, like trying to figure it out, just trying to make it through. And I look over and I see you, I see Sean. Who else? Michael Ward.
Hunter too.
Hunter's killing it. Like guys not missing a single sprint. Guys making it through, and I'm on my knees like gasping for air, and y'all are just like, okay, what's next? Like, come on, let's just do it. You know.
I think it's a little different for guards. Like, I don't know. Like the 16-8-4s that we do, I feel like everyone hates those. Like those are actually my favorite.
Yeah.
Because like turning for me is so much easier than turning for you guys. Like I feel like I'm moving 180 pounds like just diagonally. You guys are moving a lot more. It's a lot more on your ankles too, I feel like. I'm like low to the ground and I don't know. I just get it done. No one wants to be there, but we just got to get it done.
I think what makes it even like tougher is the fact that it's at 6 a.m. It's just like I'm setting my alarm for 5 a.m. every morning and waking up like, wow.
No. John said to me today, he was like, dude, is it bad that I'm thinking about the 16.84s next year already? I'm like, nah. Like, no. We've all been thinking about it like since the year before, bro.
Yeah. I think Jax is really good when it comes to that stuff, though. So for people who most likely most people aren't going to understand, so a 16.84, instead of doing the full court sprints, we do a side-to-side sprint. So one set is 16 touches side to side, and then you get what's it, a minute? It's a minute break.
Yeah.
You have to run the 16 touches in 1 minute, and then you get a 1 minute break, and then you have to run 8 touches in 30 seconds, and then you get a 30-second break, and you got 4 touches in 15 seconds, and then a 15-second break, and that's one set. That's one set. We got up to what, 10 sets?
I think with like penalties, yeah.
So,
but it starts off easy. So
it starts off
with 4, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this is slight," and then next week, and then the next
week, it goes up, and it catches up to you. No, that's the worst. So to compound that, on other days, you guys can see Castle on the back of the podcast here. We'll run the Castle stairs. You got to sprint all the way to the top, and I think it's what's it? How many seconds is that?
We get 12.
12 seconds?
No, 11. I think the bigger guys get 11. We get 10.
Yeah. So to compound the sprints, you got the stairs, and for me personally, I think the stairs are a little bit easier for me.
Yeah, you guys like those. I hate the stairs, bro. You got to get dreading it.
I got long legs. I'm skipping like 5-6 stairs every time. I'm wasting no time. I'm getting up there because if you don't make it, if you miss the sprint, you have to do it on the back end. So if you miss a time, you don't just get to just take a sprint off. You still have to make it up on the end. So that's a struggle. And so back to what I was saying in the beginning, like for you, you're in a position where, not being on scholarship at this point, I think you still have to go do all that stuff. And I think that's dope because you have to have a different kind of motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for you personally, where does that come from?
Yeah. I remember you asking me this last year. You were like, why do you
trying to find the motivation for myself?
Yeah. Honestly, like there's really like no like goal in like the future that I'm like looking for or anything to motivate me. I just take it like one day at a time. Like you guys don't want to be there. I don't want to be running at 5, 6 in the morning. I don't want to be waking up at 5 a.m. But I feel like it's more for the joy of the sport. And like you said, that kind of structure, like I feel like everyone needs that kind of structure and discipline. And I enjoy like lifting and stuff like that, but not like running or anything. Yeah. But I just feel like it's all part of the game. Like if you want to be good at this, you have to be good at this to get to there. Yeah. So I just kind of put my head down and just do it.
Yeah.
I really wish there was a better answer, but I really don't have a better answer.
Respect. I don't even think you understand how much that pushes us. You know what I mean? Like for me, I know, like I'm just thinking like we're all running sprints or running Castle together. So to look over and see like I'm in a position where there's certain things that are expected of me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you don't have those same expectations. But it's like you push yourself harder than any of us do. So to look over and see like Cam's killing it right now, and I'm not. Like that's big motivation for everybody. So to have you around is like it's really a blessing. You are, I think, since I've been at Virginia Tech, you're the only walk-on that's made it 2 years now.
Yes,
yeah. We had shout out Varga. Shout out Varga last year.
Shout out Varga.
He came in with a scout team All-American for a year.
First team.
He got himself a nice little ring and then dipped off. And I respect it.
I respect it.
I definitely respect it. No. I think the experience of being a college student outside of being an athlete is so much different.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
No, I 100% agree. I still live with Vargas, so like I ask him like, does he miss it? And he'll always say no.
Yeah.
But like my thing is like, what does he do with his time? And he really just he like doesn't do anything with his time. So that's why I'm like curious. Like, I think like the whole athletes and then like regular student perspective is just so much different. Like you don't have any obligations. Like you don't gotta be except class, but even class is optional at that point.
Yeah.
Like we really don't have an option to like miss practice or like anything like that. So I don't know. I feel like just being like a normal student from being an athlete previously and then going to being a student, I feel like it would just be like a whole like culture shock almost.
Yeah,
Like
that makes
it's
sense.
just different. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like in a way though, it's cool because you also get to just meet people. You get to
Yeah,
just
you're gonna
be out.
meet way more people. Yeah.
I think that's dope. I was thinking about this earlier. I think freshman year of college is probably like the most fun year. Like, yeah, you might not have your own apartment, but I think the being able to live in that dorm room with other freshmen who have no idea what's going on,
Yeah.
you're just able to form some bonds and friendships that you never even would have thought you would have been able to do. You know,
Yeah.
have you
100%.
have you been able to hold on to some of those friendships and bonds that you were able to form first year?
Oh yeah. So like our dorm, like we got blessed with CID, which is like a nice dorm. And I mean they weren't like they were still athletes, but like we've able to like my hall was football, basketball, and a swimmer, and we all have like stuck together still like that.
Yeah,
And it's crazy because those dudes become like your best friends, and they were just randomly selected. Like you're gonna be
yeah,
next to them, and it's
yeah.
crazy that happened like that. But yeah, I think living in the dorm is definitely it is a underrated living spot.
For sure. I think I don't know, and that's so dope because it's like had you not been paired up through just pure luck, you
I
know,
know exactly.
who's to say that those friendships still would have been formed and would have been as strong as they are now? You mentioned earlier, we were talking earlier in the locker room, you guys are thinking about forming like an organization and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shout out AKW. But
yeah, you want to go into that a little bit or no?
yeah, I'll go into that a little bit. So it's called Alpha Kappa Walk On. It started off as a joke, and
Yeah.
it was the guys we're living with now. We have some football players in it, and then we got Sean in it as well. And it was a joke at first, but like a lot of people are like starting to want like clothes and stuff like that. And basically, what it is, we have 6 founders. We have walk-ons who are just like creating clothes together and then like organizing events like in the future. So
Yeah.
we'll be like a social club technically, and we're working to get it like actually form an organization and like have like day parties, socials with like other sororities because they're interested in that. So we're like, why not take the opportunity and see where it goes with
No,
that?
right.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope because you never really know what it could grow into. So like
yeah,
in
exactly.
moving, you guys might not have anything set up as of right now, but in moving forward, do you know where people might be able to find that stuff? Like the clothing or even
Yeah,
like
so we have an Instagram Alpha Kappa Walk On right now, but we're working with people right now to get the shirts, and we'll have collections and like sports cards and stuff like that out soon. So
yeah.
stay
That's
tuned
dope.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
a
That's
lot in
dope.
the works. A lot in the works.
That's cool. Like just going back to what we're talking about, like just trying to find other stuff outside of just being an athlete, like
Yeah,
way more of a person than you are just an athlete, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And so leading into this next, little segment, I think it's important to note that every day in practice, you're Sean's primary like matchup. Like you're the one really
yeah,
turning on. I think
yeah,
I think that's so dope because I think your defense is underrated to just a fan, somebody who has no idea who we
yeah.
are. They just watch the game. I think you being able to push Sean, I think that is so like that forced him to be way more dynamic because you're super strong. Sean's super strong. You're a great defender. You're able to move laterally, like, and all that comes from like your background and stuff like that. You mentioned playing tennis and stuff. And I think all that,
Yeah.
all that
Lateral movement.
yeah, I think that's so dope. Like you just being able to push everybody on our team so much. So a question I was thinking earlier, let's say money wasn't even like a question for you. What's your dream job? Like what do you want to do?
Oh, I mean I mean clothes. Something with clothes, designing clothes. Like
Yeah,
I love clothes. Something with clothes, shoes,
yeah,
fashion, design, something like that. I like product creation and seeing things grow.
yeah,
And so if money definitely wasn't definitely something with clothes.
yeah. I think it's tough that we do live in an environment where we have to figure that stuff out. I think it's unfortunate. I think we're kind of forced to stray away from our real passions, to
Yeah.
pursue a fake thing that we have to do just to kind of get by.
Finance.
Yeah,
Finance, bro. Like, come
that's
on.
your major right now.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's a tough major, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's all right.
Because you're a year and a half into it now. We
Yeah.
got solid, assistants around us and stuff to be able to help us. I think that'd be a struggle for sure for people who don't have like academic advisors or like who aren't surrounded by like, peers who are also taking the same classes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely a tough, like thing to do. So through like that lens of finance, do you have like a destination that you're trying to get to, or are you still trying to figure it out as you go along?
So I would say I have a destination. As in location, I would preferably stay East Coast, maybe Charlotte, because that's like banking, and I'm from like that area. So, um, I really don't know. Right now I'm in risk management, which
Mm-hmm.
is yeah. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but
Yeah.
it was just I had to declare. But I do want to do something with finance along the lines, maybe of like a financial advisor or I don't know. We'll we'll take it play by ear. We'll see where it
Yeah.
leads, but something along the lines. I do want to get into finance though.
Yeah, that's dope. And I think our alumni base here is so strong and
Yeah,
so like strategic that I think by networking and getting to know them, just by just by allowing them to get to know you, even stuff like this allows them to get to know you or gets to know like what
yeah,
you want to do and stuff like that. I think that's how you're able to, really build that base. As we've seen in our realm and just in the real world, it's more about who you know than what you know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I
No,
think just building
exactly.
those relationships is probably the most important thing. That's something I really try to, take like a strong emphasis on, just getting to know people and just being you know, in the public light in a way as much
Yeah,
as I can, because I know just as well as anybody else does that basketball is going to stop at some point. Like the ball is going to stop bouncing, and I want to be as secure as possible when that point comes. And
yeah,
I feel like for myself, something that I realized is like a strength, I guess could say, it would be like my personality and just
yeah.
being able to get to know people. And I just feel like I just want to try to maximize that as much as possible. What would you say are some of your biggest strengths at this point in life that you recognize? Because that's going to change as we get older. It's
Yeah.
definitely going to change. But as of right now, what would you say are some of your biggest strengths?
Um, some of my biggest strengths right now is just like I would say my creativity. Like my mind's always running. Like I want to conquer so much in life.
Yeah,
Like to be able to just like all aspects of life. I feel like creativity and my work ethic, I would say, are two of my biggest strengths.
yeah.
I don't have the Justyn Mutts personality, but that would definitely be a useful attribute to my character. I feel like.
I feel like everything is valuable in its own sense. You mentioned that creative sense. I just feel like you shouldn't let that go to waste. I feel like we're at a point right now where why not explore each avenue as much as possible.
Yeah,
We might not have a whole lot of free time, but we got some.
yeah.
So
No, especially right now. Yeah, we got some
yeah,
free time right now.
got a little bit.
I'm
Yeah.
working on something. I'm working on something.
Oh, my
We'll
bad.
see. We'll see. We'll see.
You want to let the people in on it or no? Not yet.
Uh, not right now.
I get
I'm
it.
still getting the whole like the dynamics of everything. But
Mhm.
I'll let you know privately. I'll let you know
Yeah,
about it.
that's dope. We're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that soon.
Yeah.
I think being and Derek was talking about this a little bit last week, just talking about that creative process and stuff, and like how at times it can get to be really frustrating. Like you
Yeah.
have as a creative, like you have this vision, like you have this thing that you see, and you see how beautiful it could be, but it's all the small details that come into to just disrupt that. And I think while yeah, it is frustrating, I think the beauty, like the true beauty of the whole process, comes on the back end when you really get to see that thing come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. There's like mental blocks and like the creativity process and things like that. But yeah, once you see everything like play out, like if as you imagined, like it's just like a cool experience. Like
Yeah.
that's why I feel like I enjoy like seeing like production and something starting from the ground up and just building.
Hmm.
I feel like that the end is just what makes everything like worth it, or I don't know, something about that just like intrigues me.
For sure. I think more than just like those roadblocks, like those hurdles that are exterior, I think a bigger part of it might be our own self-doubt, like,
Yeah,
yeah, I see this thing, but like, does everybody else see it? Like, is it really as great as I think it is? I,
yeah,
we were talking about this a little bit on the bus the other day. I don't know if you were there. We were talking about it. Like, I personally think like super confidence is actually like a superpower. You know what I mean? Just to be able to
yes,
ultimately just believe in yourself and believe in the vision that you have. I think that's one of most realistic and most powerful superpowers that anybody can have, just
Yeah.
super confidence.
No, confidence in anything, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we see it play out on our team right now. Like, confidence is
Yeah.
like, it's what's gonna get you far. Like, you got to
Yeah.
believe in yourself before anybody else believes in you.
Yeah. Especially in this light, and especially in the athletic, realm. It's like people want to doubt you more than they want you to succeed. People want to have some kind of trash to talk, or they want to be the one to say, "Oh, I told everybody he wasn't that good,"
Yeah.
rather than they want to see you succeed. And I think that's where just being super confident and just not even caring what anybody has to say and just living your life and doing the things that truly make you happy, that becomes the only thing that really matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, everybody wants to be, well liked and successful in the public light. But I just think people are going to forget about you, people are going to forget about you. They're going to move on. And all you're going to have left is the thing that you built for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The relationships you built, the things that you found in your life that truly make you happy, the hobbies or the pastimes that truly give you some sort of interior, drive, some kind of interior motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
I think that's tough. That's tough though, because I feel like we're also in a lane where I don't want to get on a little tangent, but I think I feel like you, no matter what in life, no matter what is going on in life, you got to carve out time to find yourself and to work on yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. 100%.
I think, but I don't want to do. You don't got to do too much. I'm gonna let the people get to know you in their own time. When you want to do that. I guess a couple of last questions I got for you. Outside of basketball, outside of school and your finance major, what's something that you're really working on just as an individual, just to just be better?
That's a good question. I feel like recently I have been focusing. The people don't know, but John Camden is a motivational speaker. He just quotes all the time.
Yeah.
He quotes some stuff that is just all right, bro. You don't got. But he has said some things, and one of the quotes he said that actually stuck with me, and I've been trying to be better myself from this quote is the only disability in life is a bad attitude.
Yeah.
And I feel like that quote right there is so powerful. We may joke about it all the time, but I feel like having a positive attitude about anything changes your mindset and how you view things.
For sure.
And if you change your mindset and how you view things, I don't want to go lift tomorrow, but if you're I get to, I mean, we all hear it. We get to go lift, not that we have
it's really an opportunity. Jackson's one of the best in the country to do what he does. So
yeah,
for sure.
but it's just change your attitude. You get to go get better at something. There's so many you can't you're in a position right now you won't be in for a long time. So just embrace every moment, take advantage of it. And so I'm just trying to stay positive, and that's how I'm trying to better myself.
Yeah, bro. Everything's a blessing, truly, and it's just especially in this position, bro. Because I just think from where I came from and stuff like that. For you too, I guess they're not living the same kind of life that we're able to live now, all through just opportunities and blessings. I'd say it's pure luck in a way. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be us here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just through that right now, I think that's so beautiful. I think that's such a blessing, and I'm just so grateful to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also so easy to take that for granted.
Yeah, it is.
I don't feel like getting up at 5. I want to stay up and do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? But even in every inch that we take every day, I just feel like it's one step closer to just a better life. And we're in that better life right now. Instead of thinking I'm moving towards a better life, I think the real blessing, the real beauty in life comes with recognizing that we're there right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like that mindset's so powerful too, because in my position as a walk-on, I feel like you could just be and I do think this, I could be doing so many other things right now than being this. I don't have to do this. I signed up for this. So having that positive attitude is definitely and you were saying taking advantage of it, and being appreciative of every moment. That's truly powerful.
Yeah, I think that's so dope, bro. But I guess my last, just a random question, really. Should have asked this one first. If you could take a vacation right now at this point in time, you got the next 2 weeks to go anywhere you want, but with whoever you want. Where are you going and who are you taking with you?
Oh, Is there a limited amount of people?
It's whoever you want to go with you.
Oh, however much?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. It's cold here, so someone warm.
Yeah.
I would say maybe like Bali, maybe?
Yeah,
Maybe
Indonesia.
like Bali, yeah.
I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like then the Maldives is a different place, but like kind of like same thing.
Mm.
But yeah, one of those two places, and probably my family.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel
dope.
like I don't know. I took advantage of like family vacations when I was younger, but like yeah, just going on a vacation with them, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be dope, and I feel like it's much needed. People
It
don't know. Like, people don't know, bro. But like after March Madness and stuff like that, like that is kind of our only real break of the whole year. You know, we might get like
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks off, and then it's right back to spring workouts, which lead into summer session 1, which go into session 2, which is right into the season. So it's like
Preseason. Yeah.
there is no break. There
No
is no
days
off.
off, man. No days
Literally,
off.
bro, it's all about the grind, bro.
It's
No, bro. Yeah, I just feel like that's definitely dope. And when the ball stopped bouncing, I just like, taking advantage of the time spent with like loved ones. I feel like that's gonna be the only thing that really matters. So for the time being right now, just build that base as much as possible. Make as many friends as possible. I just feel like that's so dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But Cam, bro, I appreciate you for hopping on with me today, bro. I knew for a fact I wanted to get you on. I just feel like your perspective is really awesome, and I wanted everybody to be able to hear it too.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. It was good to elaborate and just talk about it a little bit.
For sure, bro. But I'm going to holler at you tomorrow. I thank you for hopping on. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for listening, everybody. Have a good one. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays.